Welcome to She's Grace Authentic. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to share this time with me, giving me your energy, giving me your time. Your time is your most valuable, precious asset that you have on earth, and I truly appreciate you. And if this is your second, third, or if you're coming back, whatever time it is for you, and you are back here with me, I appreciate you for coming back. I love that you loved me that much, that you wanted to give me some more love, some more of your energy as I pour into you and give you love. Now, if you haven't been here before, or if you have been here, then you already know. But if you haven't been here before in the space with me, you know that I always love to start off each of my, I call them sessions, okay, but episodes with a prayer, okay? I like to bring in God, Spirit. So we're going to go ahead and do that, all right? I welcome God. I bring God into this place. I bring spirit into this place, the universe into this place, Mother Earth into this place, my ancestors into this place, the divine into this place. Any negative energy shall be returned back to sender, but not only shall it be returned back to sender, the negative energy that anyone tries to send this way in this space, okay, will be alchemized, and it will be turned into something magical, okay, magical, magnetic, beautiful, loving energy. I am one with all entities. I am one with Mother Earth. I am one with the divine. I am one with my ancestors. I am one with God. I am one with spirit. I am the higher version of myself in this space, in this place, in all ways. Spirit, I ask you to put me aside and you to speak to the viewers, you to talk. Speak through me. Let them hear your voice. Let them hear your words. Let them hear your love. Let them hear your direction. Hello, hello. Please go follow me on all social media platforms. On TikTok and Instagram, I am She's Grace Authentic. On Facebook, I am Kaitlyn Marie, Grace Authentic in parentheses. Every Monday and Thursday at 8:08 p.m. Central Standard Time, I show up here and have a new video for you. I drop a new video every Monday and every Thursday. So y'all come check me out. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop some comments, hit that like button, and share, share, share. So, if you have been here before, then you already know what we're about to do. If you have not been here before, then I always like to start my sessions off with a oracle or a tarot card. All right. And oracle messages, are loving messages. They're clues. Tarot cards are clues to help you get into alignment, to help you in your divine alignment with the direction of your life, right? Today, we're going to be talking about how to walk away before you're scarred. Avoid the tower moment. And so, for some of you who have never entertained or dived into tarot or tarot decks, today we're not using an oracle deck. Those are different, okay? Those are different messages. Tarot is like clues. It's a little bit different, right? And so, today I'm going to do something a little different. If you have never heard of tarot, if you've never heard of a tower moment, I'm going to break down what a tower moment is in your life. All right? Because it's going to correlate with what we're going to be speaking on how to walk away before you're scarred. Okay? And so right here I have When Women Had Wings tarot deck. I don't know if you can see that. If you could see that. This deck right here is one of my main decks. I use this I use this one almost in every reading. It's an angel deck. It is a beautiful deck. It's a deck of for mostly, it's not just for mostly women, but it talks about women. And how interesting that women really control a lot of the narrative of things, even though everybody tries to act like the man is the one. But um, listen, masculine and feminine energy is not about gender. I just want to say that. Masculine, oh look, I'm so used to shuffling. Masculine and feminine energy is not about gender. Okay? So, today am going to do something a little different. I am actually not going to shuffle the cards. I am not going to have Spirit pop one out because me and Spirit have already had a conversation. And I'm going to show you the Tower card, okay? We're going to touch on what the Tower card is in the tarot deck. What the Tower card is in the tarot deck. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up what this card means, all right? We're going to find it. It's somewhere. Here we go. All right. The Tower. Major change, trauma, collapse, destruction, breakdown, revolution, and breakthrough. Change that can be negative or positive if you've been stifled or oppressed. This change brings an end to the cycle and revolution, freedom. If you've been living at the expense of others or have been an oppressor, this can indicate the end of that rule. Often indicates unheeded warnings, which have brought about the need to crumble the old order to bring about the new. In other words, this is the spiritual 2x4 we need because we haven't listened to Spirit's whispers, nudges, or urgings. Triumph over enslavement, self-enslavement such as addiction, obsession, or living with abuse. The Tower moment. All right, so today we are talking about how to walk away before you're scarred. All right, now I want to say this. Walking away, doesn't mean that you're not going to be hurt. All right, but what it does mean, you may prevent a deep cut, all right? There's some things that you may go through if you stay in a situation that you are not supposed to stay in, that you can't come back from, or that you're going to have to really heal from that, and it's always going to leave a scar, okay? That doesn't mean that you can't get over it. Or that you can't heal through it. It just means that there's a mark that is left, right? Certain cuts, if you think about the skin, right? Certain cuts are deeper than others, right? And so if you cut yourself deep enough, it's going to leave a scar, right? Maybe even for some a keloid, right? So it's going to leave something there for the entire rest of your life. And then if you slightly just cut yourself a little bit, right, or on the surface, or if you don't cut yourself at all, hey, that's the best, right? But I want to talk about walking away from a situation that you shouldn't be in. Or a situation where it's off balance. A situation where, if you are in alignment and the other person is, maybe you feel like they're soul tied to you, maybe you feel the deeper bond with them. But just because you feel that bond doesn't mean that they're ready to step up, right? And I know I've been through, a few situations where I knew the person loved me, but I was overcompensating and um at the cost of myself, right? Because if I choose not to walk away, if you choose not to walk away from the red flags, right? When if you choose not to walk away from what you're seeing, what you're feeling, right? Your soul will speak to you, right? And you will know. And there will be consequences to that. If a person is in and out, hot and cold, right? If a person is hot and cold, inconsistent, all right, that's a sign. If a person, it doesn't understand something, you can love a person deeply, all right? That person could even love you deeply. But are they showing up the way that they're supposed to show up for you? Or are you forcing things to make it happen? Are you forcing things in place, right? Are you off balance? Is the situation off balance? Are they showing up for you every single day consistently? I don't mean just physically being there. I don't mean just physically answering the phone. No, I mean, are they always there for you in the way that you fully show up for them, right? Because understand something, staying with a person that is out of alignment, or staying with a person that isn't choosing to see your value, or maybe they do see your value, but they don't step up, all right? They're not choosing to be in alignment. They're not choosing the truth. You may both know, right, that you may both know that this is the God has brought you together, okay? But just because, you feel that God has brought you together does not necessarily mean that you're both ready to do the work, all right? And so what happens is when you stay in a relationship or even a friendship, right? And one of the parties of the two are not showing up fully, are not ready to do the work, right? Then that means that the other one is going to be affected by that. And eventually, I know for a fact I have ended up losing myself at the cost of trying to force someone to see me, force someone to love me. It doesn't matter if I know that they love me. What matters is that they show up for me, right? It doesn't matter if a part of them loves you. Are they showing up for you? It's not even about, the bigger picture is that it isn't even about me. It's really about themselves. Being loyal to yourself, being loyal to God, the higher power, right? Being loyal to alignment, being loyal to the higher calling on your life, right? And so I'm going to do another video. The next video will be on, how to know if you're in alignment, alignment over attachment in relationships and friendships. So I can kind of give you a breakdown on what to look for. But I'm giving you a way out, right? Meaning that when you see things are off balance, when you see yourself, listen, you shouldn't have to force it. It should just flow. If you've been on my channel before, then you know I am all about the flow. I don't force, baby. I flow. I don't force. I flow, right? And so in a relationship, Even in a friendship, if you are forcing, if you are doing more than the other person and they are not showing up, I don't give a fuck how much you know that they love you on the inside. Are they doing the work on the outside, even with themselves, right? Are they doing the work? Are you just trying to make this into something? Are you trying to force alignment, which is impossible, right? You cannot force anything. Sometimes you have to let it go, right? Let it go to fate. Let it go to the universe, right? And see if it comes back. If it comes back, right? Hold on. But if it comes back ready, prepared to do the work, then it was meant for you. If it doesn't, then you have to understand that walking away is not mean. It's not harsh, right? You might hurt, you might cry, you might feel it. You will. You will. You will feel it. But staying when you know you're not supposed to stay could not only be the demise of yourself, but it'll be the demise of the other person, right? It could be bigger than that, right? It's about walking away from the chaos and walking away from the drama, right? It's about staying in your sovereign place and understanding that when you walk out or when you decide to put up boundaries and break free and say, you know what? This person is not showing up for me the way that they're supposed to show up for me. The person isn't showing up for themselves the way that they're supposed to show up for themselves. This person is not choosing truth. You know, they're choosing ego, or they're choosing, you know, what they may feel. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Actually, probably the opposite. They're not choosing what they feel. This person is choosing fear. Fear, right? When you walk away, you understand that you are planting a seed, either for that individual to step up and change their ways, right? Or for someone else to come in new. The love that was designed and designated to you. The love that you could only possibly fathom, imagine, or beyond that, right? I truly believe in fairy tales. I believe in a fairy tale ending, right? And so I know that I not only show up to love someone else, but I also show up with the utmost love for myself. And also, you know, I have a bigger purpose and a calling on my life. And so I know one thing: I cannot stay in no situation ever again and allow the tower moment to happen. Allow the tower moment to disrupt my life. A tower moment shakes up the foundation, because let me tell you something. Let me get real clear on this tower moment, okay? If you choose to stay in a situation that you know that God is nudging you to get out of, the higher power, the universe, the divine, I don't care what you connect with, all right? If you are choosing to stay in a situation where God is telling you go, do you hear me? If you are choosing to stay in a situation where God is telling you to leave, right? I promise you, eventually, there's going to be a tower moment. There's going to be a shakeup in the dynamic. There's going to be a shakeup in the foundation. There's going to be a shakeup in the atmosphere. The universe is going to step in. God is going to step in. Spirit is going to step in. Because something that was not aligned, two people that are not in alignment cannot stay together forever. It will not happen. And it'll be worse if you choose to stay rather than knowing that you should have walked away. You maybe could have saved it if you walk away. But a lot of times we are afraid to release control. We're afraid to give the control when we're not even ultimately in control anyways. You're not in control of what happens. But you can take control of your life and say, hey, wait a second. No. This isn't for me. I'm doing too much here. Right? Or this isn't serving me in the way that it's supposed to serve me. I'm not receiving the love that God has for me. I'm not receiving what I'm supposed to receive out of this. No. You walk away. You walk away with your dignity. You walk away with your integrity. Right? You don't stay and wait for shit to blow up. I done been there, did that. Oh, man. No. When you see the signs, when you see the red flags, don't you sit here and tell me that you don't see them. You know. Your spirit is going to tell you. Your spirit is going to let you know. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your soul. If it's of God, it feels good. It feels good. And if it's not God, it don't. It does not. Let me tell you something. You are doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to God. You're going against God by staying with somebody that you're not in alignment with, that's not in alignment with you. You're going against God. So eventually that tower moment, that shake up in the foundation, I don't care if you're on the right side, the wrong side, I don't care what, the oppressor or the oppressed. If you're staying in a situation and you know God has said, go, you're going against him, her, she, the higher power. You're going against God. You're going against the higher power. You're going against spirit. I don't believe that God is a gender. I believe that God is omnipresent, everything. He, she, trees, it, all of the things. All right? But as y'all see, I'm so used to the programming of God is a he. Baby, we all gods. We all got it in us. The higher power is in everybody. But what are you choosing? What are you choosing? What are you choosing to see? What are you choosing to connect with? You don't just come together just to come together. You don't just come together on some shallow shit, okay? No. There's a higher purpose and a higher calling on your life. Don't just stay in a situation because you've been in the situation for years. I don't care if you're married. I don't care how long. You've been together 10, 15, 50. I don't care. If God said go, go. Because eventually that motherfucker gonna come crumbling down anyway. Do you hear me? Eventually it's gonna be a tower moment. Avoid it. If you battling back and forth, you're up and down, this person's hot and cold, you hot and cold, and come on, man. You're losing yourself. Have some dignity about you. Love you more. And if that person steps up, then cool. When they step up, that ain't for you to control though. That ain't for you to be in control of it. You're ultimately not in control of it anyway. If they step up, then cool. If not, I guarantee God got somebody for you. I guarantee God got somebody for you. But at least you leave. Yeah, you might be hurt, right? A bruise. That's what we're going to say. You might be bruised. It might hurt. The bruises hurt. When you touch them, But then they go away and you don't ever know that they're there. But what you can't forget, what don't ever go away, is a scar. You know how long I stayed in a situation, and let me say this. Sometimes I do ultimately believe that you can't walk away. Sometimes you gotta let shit crumble. The tower moment has to happen. Sometimes. When you are out of alignment and you don't have the boundaries up and you haven't done the work, you haven't healed yourself, you're not working on yourself, honestly, that's when those type of situations happen. And I've been through relationships where I had to learn the lesson. I had to go through it plenty of times. One major one where I was in a 4-year situation, and I had to be cut so deeply. But what I can say is that if you have to go through the tower, then you utilize that tower to teach you, for you to grow, for you to learn a lesson, okay? Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't. You know better. You know you're going against God. You know this isn't for you. But you just can't. But don't you make that same mistake twice. And honestly, if you heal and you do the work meaning if you do your subconscious work, you heal through your traumatic experiences, you heal the generational curses that have been cast upon your life from, ancestors and ancestral traumas and, from past lives, because understand all of these things are real. If you do the work to heal yourself and feel the pain and go through it and face yourself and face the obstacles that you have been through, or the places that you have been in, through the people that have hurt you, right? And you have allowed to hurt you, or maybe things that were out of your control. If you do the work and you heal through all of those things, then automatically you will establish boundaries, because automatically you will understand your value and you will avoid tower moments. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Sierra. Shout out to her. We were talking, and I truly believe that that's what I'm here to do. I believe that I'm here to prep and prepare people, because I believe that certain women, men, people in general. All right, I'm here for everybody. People don't have to go through the tower moments to learn. I ultimately believe that if we're given the tools and the knowledge, right, then you know how to avoid tower moments, right? You don't just stay because of your feelings, all right? You don't just stay because of somebody else's feelings. You stay because God is telling you to stay, because it's flowing, because it's easy, because there's love, because it flows. It shouldn't be a battle. You shouldn't be showing up, but the other person isn't. The other person shouldn't be showing up, but you're not. And sometimes, people come together for the wrong reasons, all right? People stay together for the wrong reasons. My next video is going to be alignment over attachment, right? Why we are supposed to come together, because I ultimately believe that most people don't know this. They don't understand it. All right? But what I can say is that you can feel something tugging at you. You can feel, your soul knows, your intuition knows what's for you and what's not. But it's up to you to love you enough to walk away, to be loyal enough to God to walk away and say, no, I'm not staying through this. No, I deserve better. I require better, right? And then you plant that seed. You plant the seed of love for yourself, for you to move on and nurture and grow. You stay in your sovereign place, a place of sovereignty, right? And you feel better about yourself because you know that you didn't deal with the bullshit. And that you didn't wait for that tower moment to explode, right? And you just keep going. You keep growing. You keep knowing and understanding that ultimately God is preparing something better for you, right? Walk away before you're scarred. Don't allow things to blow up. Because that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage to work through. When from the very beginning, or, when you start seeing those red flags, you could just be like, I see that. I'm out of here. Out of there. Now, I'm not saying not to work through issues, but you'll know. You will know. You will know. And I'm going to talk about in the next video, how you will know. There's a difference between infatuation and deeper aligned love. All right? There's a difference between, being together for shallow purposes, shallow reasons, and a deeper purpose and calling and alignment on your lives. And so I'm going to really touch on this in the next video. So be on the lookout, okay? It'll be dropping Thursday. And the next video is going to be alignment over attachment. All right? And so I absolutely love you. Thank you for staying here with me. Please, again, follow me on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They're all in the description. As well as comment, like, subscribe, share. Oh, hit the notification bell. And please, please, please listen. If you are somebody who is dealing or facing with anything, I say this at the end of every video, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. Send me a DM. Tell me what you're going through so I can help you. All right? And if you want something that's a little more personal, one-on-one, I do sacred alignment sessions. You can go to sacredalignment.life. All right? Spelled properly, www.sacredalignment.life. And I do one-on-one sessions over the phone where I help you get into alignment. All right. I do readings as well. I can do a reading on anything that you want to know. If you are looking for an answer, if you're back and forth about a situation or a direction of your life, as long as it's with love and integrity and it's for the best of you and me, then yes, I can help you. I also do a combination where I do one-on-one sessions in a combination with the reading. All right. And so what I do is I meditate on your energy before we have the session, the one-on-one session on the phone. I dive in, I do a reading, and Spirit tells me exactly where you're at. so that I have more clarity to give you more clarification on the direction of your life and how to get into alignment. um, but I also can talk to you about whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether it's a decision on, finances, whatever the case may be, wherever direction you are trying to go, or wherever you have confusion at, I am here to help you. Okay. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for sharing this time in this space with me. God bless you. Spirit bless you. Mwah.